everyone, welcome to Tommy Talks Arsenal. I've been away for a little while, feeling a bit unwell, but I'm back trying to get this video out for game week 7. We'll have a look to the Tottenham game, get back in game week 6, look forward to Bournemouth this weekend, and yeah, I'll talk through my free hit team for game week 7. So okay, let's start with the Tottenham game. I'll try and remember as much as I can. It was quite a relentless encounter, wasn't it? Arsenal took the lead after 26 minutes when Saka's shot was deflected into his own goal by the Spurs defender Cristian Romero. Saka had a decent game, was a real threat, but the big talking point was really Mikel Arteta sticking with Raya in goal instead of Aaron Ramsdale. Raya justified the faith with 2 fine saves from Brendan Johnson as Spurs were trying to push for the equaliser. In all reality though, Raya should have probably done better when Spurs did eventually level up 3 minutes before half time. He could only claw at a cross, allowing for an attack, and James Maddison picked up the loose ball, turned Saka inside out, didn't he? And Son equalised with a nice deft finish. Some good banter between Maddison and Saka with the goal celebration, so that was quite entertaining, little caveat in the addition to the game, wasn't it? Arsenal did restore their lead in the 54th minute when Romero was deemed handball by the VAR. Saka took responsibility of the penalty and put it away, so yeah, we were ahead for a little while, but we lost our head, didn't we? We didn't keep concentration, and yeah, the loss of Rice at half time was a big thing. We lost him, and essentially his replacement Jorginho, he came on and yeah, he made the error straight away after the goal that led to them equalising again. Spurs with Son and another assist for Maddison catching us on the break, not really clued up after the restart. Jesus had a really great chance to actually put us further away with a chance when he robbed the ball off Maddison. A little bit of lack of composure there, probably should have done better. Another one that got away was a back post effort for Nketiah. The commentary team were giving him a right grilling, saying it was an Ian Wright position. They probably had a point. Lots of talk in the papers and in the press that we need to get a centre forward who knows how to find the back of the net. They were a little bit toothless. I see what they're saying. Eddie should have probably pressed a little bit harder, but in fairness to him, he's had a good start to the season, and yeah, maybe we'll look to someone in the future, but I don't know if it'll be Tony in January. I can't see it happening personally. Havertz also had a chance towards the end of the game to make himself a hero. The ball came to him outside the box, he lashed wildly high and wide, so yeah, another disappointing day for Arsenal really. 2 points dropped, leaves us 4 points away from Man City at the top of the table, but we're against one of our big rivals. At least we didn't lose. I mean, it was a home game, so we'd have liked the 3 points, but yep, another undefeated game. We continue our unbeaten record at the start of the season, and now we travel to Bournemouth this weekend. We've got injury pressures coming from left, right and centre, lots of players down, lots of flags, lots of injuries to contend with, so I'll go and talk us through my predicted lineup for the Bournemouth game. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here we go with my lineup prediction for Bournemouth. We've got more flags than the United Nations, nearly as many as in my fantasy football Premier League team, but we'll start with the goalie. I think Raya will continue. Ramsdale had a good game midweek against Brentford, but it only suggests to me that Raya is going to continue in the league. I think it's pretty obvious who our number 1 is. I know he's been displaced, and I think it's Raya now to take the jersey, and yeah, I expect him to start this week against Bournemouth. In defence, we've got some troubles, no need to really highlight it too much, but yep, Saliba apparently hasn't been training, so I think we'll have to, if he hasn't done anything on Friday, nothing really come out after the pressers, so we'll start at the right back anyway, and Ben White should continue. Really no options other than him, and I can't see it changing this weekend. Beside him, I think if Saliba doesn't pass a fitness test late in the day, Tomiyasu could step into his position next to Gabriel. So we've got White, we've got Tomiyasu, we've got Gabriel continuing. Zinchenko's pretty much nailed, isn't he now? I mean, Kivior's pressing, but I can't see that changing for a league game, especially after a rest in midweek. So the back 4, in my opinion, will be White, Tomiyasu, Gabriel and Zinchenko. In the middle of the pitch, we've got Jorginho stepping in because of Partey's injury. He's not back yet. He's making progress, but they're not going to rush him. And unfortunately, Rice as well hasn't trained. I think there were expectations that he'd be ready for this game, but without training all week, I don't think they're going to rush him either. So it leaves us a little bit light. Fairness to Jorginho, he did play well in midweek, so yeah, I can see him stepping in and taking the central midfield role. Ahead of him, we've got Odegaard. Thankfully, he's not injured. He's looking okay. He's a away merchant, isn't he? A leading scorer away from home. 2 goals last season against Bournemouth. So fingers crossed Odegaard can put in a captain's performance this weekend and really do the team proud. Besides him, we've got something to consider. I had predicted that Fabio Vieira would start in the left 8, but there's rumours that he's injured as well, and that's why he missed the midweek game against Brentford. So instead of him, I suppose that Havertz will continue. It's time for Havertz to step up. This could be a good game for him, and yeah, I'm back in the German start this weekend. In the wings, we're probably going to see Jesus on the left again. It was the same team that started against Tottenham, so Jesus on the left with Nketiah leading the line. I don't see why it would change unless we have even more injury problems that we aren't aware of. But this is all obviously depending on Bako Saka and his fitness concerns as well. Reece Nelson scored midweek, didn't he? Looked really lively. I'd expect him to step in if Saka isn't available. We all know Saka can come back really fast and he rarely misses a game. So at this point I've got him in the lineup. If he doesn't travel though, as we'll find out later this evening, I'll be there when the Arsenal coach arrives in Bournemouth. I'll be releasing any pictures, videos I take when I'm there to show if Saka's travelled. But until we see that he hasn't, I'm putting him in the team. Nelson would be the player to replace him if he's out though. So starting through the team, it's Raya in goal, White on the right, Tomiyasu next to him with Gabriel and Zinchenko. This is dependent on Saliba's fitness of course. Jorginho in the 6 because of Rice's absence unfortunately. Havertz and Odegaard in the 8s. Saka injury dependent on the right and Nketiah up top with Jesus on the left. That's my team. Not particularly confident. Bournemouth have been a bit underwhelming, but I think there's a threat to that team and I think they've been unlucky so far. I'm not expecting an easy game like some seem to predict. I mean, the bookies odds and everyone put us as clear favourites. I think it'll be quite cagey, especially with our injury concerns. And my prediction, although I'm not predicting us to lose, I think it'll be difficult and I think it'll be 2-1 to the Arsenal. Wouldn't like to predict the scorers, but we'll see how we get on. Hopefully another win, hopefully unbeaten, closing the gap on City if we're lucky. Okay, so that's that. That's my prediction for Bournemouth. Time to go and have a look at my free hit team for game week 7 and I'll talk you through that now. Alright, okay, so here we are with my free hit squad for game week 7. Decided to pull the trigger on the free hit. I had a lot of flags. I couldn't be bothered to do any tinkering around and waiting for the presses and crossing my fingers, and there's lots of targetable fixtures this week, so I've decided to roll it. What we've gone for anyway at this present time is Kaminski in goal with a double game week for Luton, Everton away, Burnley home. Will they keep clean sheets? I'm not 100% certain, but Everton have started to look a bit better and they've been unfortunate, especially in front of goal. They haven't scored at home yet, but surely that's going to change eventually. Hopefully not this weekend though, and we'll get some save points I'm sure. So Kaminski starts in goal for the Fantasy Premier League free hit 11. Trippier and Shah is a double defence for Newcastle. Really promising home fixture against Burnley. They've kept a couple of clean sheets now starting since that AC Milan game, haven't they? They had a massive haul last week. Shah missed out on the haul, but hopefully it's his time this week around. We'll see anyway. I quite like the defensive double up. Hopefully they keep another clean sheet in game week 7. Joining them is Kurt Zouma. Really promising fixture against Sheffield United. They took a hounding, didn't they, off Newcastle last week. They'll probably look to shore up after a performance like that. Whether they've got the attacking threat to trouble West Ham remains to be seen. West Ham have looked quite resilient this season, haven't they? And Zouma offers a little bit of a threat. Sheffield United aren't great in the air. Maybe we'll get an attacking return similar to the Botman one last week, or Burn. That'd be really nice, especially with the players I've got joining them in midfield. So joining him, as I was pointing out, we've got set piece man Ward-Prowse. Hopefully he'll be targeting that weak back line from Sheffield United, and we'll get some attacking returns or maybe as an assist or something. That's what I'm going for anyway. Bowen joins him, so it's a triple West Ham against Sheffield United, really targeting the fixture. It looks really promising on paper, and hopefully they'll do the business. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Odegaard is a bit of a specialist away from home. I think he's going to shoulder the responsibility for our team this week, about bearing in mind all of the injury concerns. So yeah, I've put him in. There were other options, the double game week players, maybe a Son as well, but I'm going with my captain, I'm going with Odegaard, and I fancy him this weekend. Making up the midfield four is Salah from Liverpool. He's yet to blank this season. He's playing Tottenham, who've been quite open. So although, yeah, I'm not 100% certain he's going to do that well. Tottenham are decent. I like Salah. He's really reliable, isn't he? I haven't got enough money in my regular team to own him at this present time. So yeah, it's nice to have him in there this week when maybe his ownership won't have gone quite so sky high yet. Up front, we've got Haaland. He's the captain. Wolves are quite open. You know what Man City can do. You know what Haaland can do. He's really a bit of a machine, isn't he, as we all know. So yeah, I'm going for the safe route. Obviously, I've got Morris. He's an option, the double game week option, but I'm not brave enough really, regardless of the closeness in EO. I think I'll stick with Haaland. And yeah, Morris is just there really for the double game week. Joining him is Amdoumi. I'm not sure about him either, but he does play Luton. Newcastle, not a great fixture, but Luton after that. Hopefully he can get a return in that one. Likewise with Morris actually, the fixtures, Everton and Burnley, hopefully they'll do alright, maybe a goal. He's got a couple of pens, but I haven't got massive expectations, but they're double game week players. They've got the fixtures at least to try and get some points. The baseline starts quite good at 4, so yeah, fingers crossed they do me proud. On the bench, doubt if I'll need them, but I'll run through them anyway. Trafford, who's got the double game week as well. Newcastle and Luton, probably won't need him. Bell, who's got Everton and Burnley. I doubt if I'll need him too, but I'm tempted to put him in instead of Shah, just to double up on the, Luton defence. It's something I might consider. Gordon has had a really good start to the season. I think he's got a couple of double-digit hauls at home for Newcastle, so I'm actually quite tempted to put him in the team. It's just I don't know who to drop. It might be Amdoumi, but I'll wait till the last minute really before making that decision. In completing the bench, a reliable troop. It's Ruben Diaz from Man City. They've got Wolves. I would like to play him, but I just prefer all the other options. So that's basically the reason he's on the bench. At the minute I'm 1.7 million. I've got nothing really planned for next week as I'm playing it this week. I'm not looking too far ahead. Hopefully this free hit team will get me a nice green arrow, take me into the sub 1 million range finally. I've been there before, but yeah, it keeps swings and roundabouts this season. It's going to be fun. I'm quite looking forward to it. I hope you've all had an interesting week as well. Loads of flags aren't there. The pressers aren't going to help, I don't think, so we're going to be rolling the dice. Good luck. Hopefully you'll do well. Hopefully I do too. Sorry I've been absent. Feeling like crap to be honest with you. But yeah, finally got the video done. See you all in game week 8. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe please. Take care everyone. Alright.